Hello, my name is Ripley. Welcome to the video.
What's up, schmucks? I'm back from my hiatus, and I've come to tell you about one of the top 5 best movies of the year. So let's not waste any time and let's get right into it. Prey is the latest movie in the Predator franchise and tells the story of the first time a predator came to Earth. The movie centers on Naru, a young Comanche woman played by Amber Midthunder, as she faces off with and battles against a dangerous predator. No, not that kind of predator. Not that kind either. Yeah, there you go. So let's not tread water here. Let's not fuck around. Is this movie good? Yes. Is it the 3rd best movie of the year behind Everything Everywhere All at Once and The Batman? Yes. Prey is absolutely incredible. So if you're new here, the way I structure my short form reviews is by starting with the good and what I liked, and then we move into the bad and what I didn't care for. So let's get right into the pros of this movie. Firstly, Amber Midthunder is fucking phenomenal in this. I have never seen her in anything else before, but she is so goddamn good in this movie. This movie entirely hinges on her. If she doesn't work, the movie doesn't work. If she ain't selling this character, we aren't buying the rest of the movie. But she worked, she sold, and she delivered. Naru is an extremely compelling protagonist, driven by an intense urge to prove herself to those who doubt her, while also being an absolute badass. Twitter incels have been having hissy fits about this character, going on about how,
ew, she's a woman, gross. I only want to see big, buff, sweaty men in my movies, no women allowed. Yeah.
A lot of that, you know, but all the people who don't hate women, they get it. They know what's up. Honestly, I think I'd put Naru up there with Sarah Connor and Ellen Ripley, another incredible and iconic badass female protagonist going up against some of the most dangerous things sci-fi has to offer. And the thing that I found so engaging about Naru is the way in which she's characterized. She is a badass, and she can fight, but because she's smaller than most of her opponents, she has to fight smarter than them and think outside the box, opposed to just relying on brute strength. And when it comes to fighting a predator, that kind of character makes that conflict in those fight sequences much more enjoyable. Speaking of fight sequences, the action in Prey is first class. This is some of the best action I've seen in recent memory, and it's probably the best action movie since John Wick 2. The action here is constantly changing. No 2 set pieces are the same, and that does a lot to vary the movie and not let the action get stale, unlike the action in John Wick 3. There's a prolonged sequence of the Predator slaughtering people, which is great. There's a really impressive and solid long take fight, which is great. And the big protagonist versus Predator showdown is fantastic. There's more than just that, but each one of those sequences feels unique and different than the rest. And it's all an excellent creative choice to keep you actively engaged and not have to sit through the same overly drawn out fistfight every time. This movie also speaks through its action and through its visuals in a way that I really didn't expect. You could watch this movie on mute and you would still be completely entertained by it, and you would completely get what's going on at all times. This movie is so visually striking and so telling with its visuals. It's actually amazing. Next up, I want to talk about the Predator itself. The Predator in this movie is awesome. It is made absolutely terrifying, but it's also a badass and also completely encapsulating of what makes a Predator such an interesting sci-fi monster. Dane DeLigro gives such a fantastic physical performance in this movie, which can't be easy considering the giant Predator suit he has to wear. Shit must have been hella difficult, but he does it, and he does it excellently. The Predator is characterized in such an interesting way in this movie. There are sequences where you get to see it figure out where it fits into the food chain. There are sequences where you get to see it problem solve and figure shit out. Like I said, there's some really fantastic visual storytelling at play here. This movie firmly dedicates itself to show rather than tell. Take notes, Euphoria. But the Predator is such a strong character in this movie, probably about as strong as Naru herself, and seeing them both on this big collision course that builds to a big final showdown is honestly some of the best hero versus villain shit I've seen in years. That shit was absolutely hype, and I was on the edge of my seat the whole way there. The last thing I want to talk about for a pro is the little things that do a hell of a lot. This movie is filmed beautifully, scored beautifully, and sound designed beautifully. The cinematography here is done by Jeff Cutter, and it is gorgeous and perfectly establishes a feeling of emptiness in the environment while also capturing a true virgin beauty of the world. You know, the plains of America in their rawest format before white people came and ruined it. And the score here is done by Sarah Schachner, who's amazing, by the way. Seriously, I bump the Assassin's Creed Origins soundtrack constantly. She fucking snapped on that. But she snaps on this too. The score here backs up the visuals in a way only a perfect score can. But Prey's already got brilliant visual storytelling down pat. So the enforcement by a beautiful score is much appreciated, as it honestly brings some scenes together in really beautiful ways. The music is intense when it needs to be, it's emotional when it needs to be, it gets the adrenaline pumping when that's what it has to do. And the one scene where the music really jumped out at me is the final scene of the movie. It's a very simple shot, but it's aided by a gorgeous uplifting piece of music that is subtle, but it feels so powerful. And the sound design here is amazing. The action sounds crunchy and splattery and messy and gory, and it's awesome. But during the quiet moments, the sounds of the forest creep in and aid those beautiful shots to create that feeling of sanctity and solitude. It's really well done. And that's about it for what I liked. So let's jump into what I didn't like. Firstly, I hate, I'm using the H word, I hate that this movie didn't release in theaters. Oh my god, this movie would have been sensational on the big screen. And that's it. That's my only con, that they didn't put this in the theater. Man, I love this movie. I thought this was phenomenal. So to wrap it up, Prey is amazing. It is one of the best movies of 2022. It's the best action movie in years, and it's the best Predator movie since the original. And honestly, it might be better? I don't really know. I haven't seen The Predator since I was 13. I don't remember anything about it, so I really can't compare the two. Dan Trachtenberg directed the shit out of this movie, Amber Midthunder acted the shit out of her role, and everything else falls into place to create a perfect blend for a damn near perfect movie. I love Prey, and the only thing I want from it now is a 4K physical release. Make it happen. But that's that. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you don't hate women, and subscribe to the channel if you also now have a massive crush on Amber Midthunder. She's so pretty. I have some fun videos planned for the rest of the year, along with the return of the Halloween and Christmas movie specials. So hopefully I get to all of that and I end 2022 on a high note. Or maybe, who knows, maybe I slack off. This is the last video of the year. I guess we're gonna find out. But again, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.
This concludes the video.